Okay, welcome to Manchester. Someone much more important than us is blocking the green light for me, and traffic is stopped. Traffic is not allowed. We'll see who's coming. Who's coming through? Dignitaries. There you go. There's your dignitaries. Probably a minor royal. Might even be Prince Andrew here. Gonna go and make love to a Chinese spy, and then get involved in some non-sweat Epstein style, you know, scandal. Hi, that's me, and this is the former Salford City Magistrates Court, and now it's apartments, of course. And that is the side of the Salford Magistrates Court, showing you how it's only the facade, that sandstone, the rest is just cheap brick. And then over here in the square, at Bexley Square, you've got the new Oxford. And I've just met a viewer called Mark, who teaches music in this square. And he tells me that the new Oxford is a good place to drink. And I said to him, just waiting for Ralph to get a bit older so I can get back into my drinking. This is your host, Charlie Veitch, and your co-host, Ralph Veitch. We're at the Salford Old Courthouse over here. What we're going to do today, we're going to explore New Salford. We're going to compare it to Old Salford. We're going to do something different, as in it's not going to be a cut every 15 seconds as is canon, as is you know, tradition on this channel. We're going to do some longer shots. You're going to try and hold your attention for however long this video is. But this is Charlie, this is Ralph, we are Veitches, and we're going to entertain you. So let's turn the camera around. Here we go. So I better take my shades off so I can actually see this screen. You're looking at here, we're near Bexley Square. It's Old Salford, Victorian Salford, and this beautiful building here is the side of the old courthouse. We'll come back to him. Let me get the momentum going on Ralph. You having a good look around, Ralph? What do you think? Good architecture? Good architecture or not good architecture? Is it good? Yeah, he likes it, he likes it. Right, well, he's not going to like where we're going now. Now, could my viewers help me out here? I think the Samsung S23 Ultra washes out the image a bit. It's a bit overblown. The brights are too bright. But no one's complained in the comment section, so maybe it's something that's going on in my brain. So help me out. Is the image quality okay? That car looks a bit blue. It's meant to be white, so something's going on here. Something's going on here with the color grading. I've just crashed. Ralph, I've just crashed. Anyway, so there's a river called the River Irwell, separates Manchester from Salford, and it curls round like a pig's tail all around Manchester. So right now you might think, oh, but the river's over there. Surely we're in Manchester, Charlie. No, we're in Salford. Salford is the gangster retarded cousin of Manchester. You get a lot of these couplings. Edinburgh and Leith, Glasgow and Paisley, Liverpool and Birkenhead, and then you got Manchester and Salford. And I guess in a way, New York and New Jersey. You know, that as the joke went on Futurama, Fry was looking at a lovely apartment, and he's like, wow, this is amazing, I can afford the rent, the views are okay, what's the catch? And his realtor, what we call estate agents here in the UK, goes, well, sorry sir, we're technically in New Jersey, and he rejects it. Anyway, look at the weather. There's the new sky ticklers, not quite skyscrapers. They're twice as high, I'd call them a skyscraper. They're a sky tickler. And as you can see, a lot of development around here. Let me hold it in my other hand. And see these flats here? They look already a bit shitty. Now give them a decade or two. Once all the mold and algae, however you want to pronounce it, starts to take hold, once the soot and the brake dust, the diesel particulates all starts to give it a nice kind of post-apocalyptic industrial area of New Delhi kind of vibe. But anyway, Elma Lounge, as business is starting up. There's all sorts happening here. I don't know, maybe the camera's doing well. Maybe it's meant to be bright, seeing as it's in the sun. But I'll tell you what I like. Watch this. So I touch the screen, and I do that. Now I'd say that's better. Would you say? I've made it, as you can see. It's like I'm letting less light into the sensor. But let me take that off. Let's see. Yeah, I think. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway. None of these apartments here existed back in the do we believe Hamas in their ideological Yahud, we must dispose of the Yahud ideology madness? Are they going to stick to the ceasefire? Are they actually going to give the hostages back on Sunday? I know that right now in the Knesset, do you pronounce the K? In the Knesset, the parliament in Israel, Netanyahu is getting a vote, because they are a democracy. Should we accept the ceasefire deal? Should we try and get our hostages back before Trump comes into power? What are we going to do about the other hostages? What are we going to do if they return Kafir and Ariel Bibas, the two little ginger boys, babies? If they're returned in body bags, then what does that mean? I think they've already killed his dad, Mr. Bibas. So the mum, we don't know. The babies, we don't know. But generally, not that my opinion has any authority or any validity, but I am YouTubing to you, so I might as well give it. I think it's correct that after almost a year and a half of war, I think it's correct that we get the family members back. If you save one life, it's as if you saved all of mankind. And as I was saying in my video yesterday, you don't leave people behind, you don't leave men behind, you don't leave children behind, you don't leave women behind. And even if Israel has to release 1,000 rabid murderer terrorists to get their 33 hostages or 66 hostages, I don't know if they're releasing them in phases, because Hamas are scum and they want to add to the psychological terror. To get my children back, there isn't something I wouldn't consider if it involved returning my children home safely. I think I would consider releasing 1 million rabid terrorists if it meant that my children could be safe at home with their, where they should be. So we're going to walk down to the end here, have a look at these buildings. Keep on talking geopolitics. Ralph is not impressed. Ralph's looking at me. And Ralph's not much younger than little Kafir Bibas was when he was taken hostage. So you'll still see the odd little houses here. Here on Cannon Street. Look, just look at it. Just look at this. Just look at this shit. The shit and the uncaring nature of the people around here. I'd like to thank Samsung for the enhanced image stabilization, as I need one hand to push the pram. One hand to push the pram. Okay. Oh, he's got a palm tree in his backyard. How tropical. We could call it tropical if it wasn't for the frosty roof that crow is trying to enjoy. I think we're going to try and get across. Try and get across. Yeah, we can do this. It says here, Trinity Riverside, Ralph. What do you think? He's frowning. He's not sure. But I'm going to try and do it all in one take, because it shouldn't take more than one take to take one take. Oh, it's starting to look grotty already, if you see what I mean. If you see what I mean. Give it another couple of decades and it'll be Grotius Maximus. So coming back to Israel and Hamas and the ceasefire, it's a running theme for the Jewish people. It's a running philosophical concept that maybe tomorrow they'll find their way home, and maybe on Sunday the hostages will find their way home. But I still stand by my analysis that if it wasn't for the ferocious and extremely violent Israeli and righteously violent Israeli reaction to October 7th, I don't think Hamas would be releasing any hostages. You saw how they panicked and released a good 100 of them in the first few weeks of the war because Israel was pounding them mercilessly. And there's levels of bombing that even committed Islamist death cult terrorists will respond to, because even underneath all their horror, they are human beings, just about. Let's see some more evidence of grot. Oh yeah, let the algae bloom. And this bin is one of the reasons why I refuse to have a dog in this country. That whole bagged up fecal matter in a little bag, not for me. Not for me, guys. So we're going to come along here. Already looks like a ghetto. Already looks rough. You'd think it's by the river, and there's balloons, there's big canisters of nitrous oxide, there is exposed feces not in a bag, and here you can see, look at that. I mean, I hate to say this, but if the nasty people doing these big bloody nitrous oxide sessions here had any brains, they'd realize that they are stunting their brain capacity with this stuff. Nitrous oxide, part of the high, is oxygen deprivation. And do you know what dies with oxygen deprivation? That's right, neurons! Well, hey, which is why you get levels of brain damage when you've been unconscious or drowned for a while. You know, the first couple of minutes, yeah, you might not be too retarded, but give it a bit longer and... Sorry, I'm just shocked by the amount of nitrous oxide canisters, but also just general rubbish. The filth. Let's go wide angle. Oh my god. It looks okay in the sun, but it doesn't feel okay. I can see what they're trying to do, but it just feels like it was built in a hurry and cheap. And the graffiti doesn't help. It does not help. It's just... Ichti, uchti, achti. There's the University of Salford across there. You can see one of the red brick buildings. Now, Ralph, I don't think... Ralph's having a snooze now. I don't think we're welcome further along here. It goes from slightly down market Salford modern apartments to Bombay slum very quickly. And for my Indian viewers, don't feel singled out. I said something looked like a Rio favela yesterday, and I'm from Rio. I was born in Rio. Third world slum favela spot. Oh, old habits die hard, guys. I almost pressed stop. But let's hang out. Let's hang out and go around to the old courthouse and get it sorted out. We'll have a look at this horror show again. So this episode is walking around with Charlie and Ralph. Look, Ralph is finding my narration really exciting. Oh, wait, he woke up slightly. Sorry. He's finding it. Look at that. Look at these canisters. That's a lot of nitrous oxide. Now, whatever happened with having a beer? Isn't that what teenagers do? Just have a beer. Oh, I know. A lot of these teenagers have parents who have brainwashed them from a very early age that alcohol is evil. Now, alcohol is evil if you overdo it, if you base your life around it, if you base your confidence and ability to be charismatic and fun at parties around alcohol. You're gonna do damage to yourself. But come on, like, everyone on earth has a drink except one religion. The Buddhists have a drink. The Shinto have a drink. The Hindus have a drink, mate. The Sikhs have a glass of wine, mate. Christians love a drink. And the Jewish people have some kosher wine. We grew it in Israel. Look, these grapes are from Israel. Have some kosher wine. We got a rabbi to come and bless it. These are blessed bottles of wine. And God, I'm off on some tangent here. Yeah, I think a lot of inner city feral youths will abuse nitrous oxide because it's not mentioned in any holy books. Thou shalt not inhale pressurized nitrous oxide, or thy God will be upset. Let's continue, Ralph. Let's continue. A bit sunny. Looks a bit hazy as well. Now, I don't know what this is an old building of. Old offices or something. I very much doubt it's listed. It doesn't look that nice or that old. And to the international audience, a listed building means that it's listed by the government in a list, funnily enough, as having overwhelming historical importance. And it's therefore illegal to knock it down. Oftentimes, the property developers negotiate with the government and they say, okay, we won't knock it all down. We'll leave the front, we'll leave a nice facade, but we'll gut the rest and turn it into something useful. And in those negotiations, usually there is a compromise to be found, because if everything was listed, I'm not saying this one is, I'm just using it as an example. If everything were listed and you weren't allowed to knock anything down, it might be prohibitively expensive for profit-making corporations to do anything with it. I have I always thought it was like an Asian name, like a Southeast Asian name, Nisa. Nisa, Mr. Nisa. And then you should have seen how my balls fell out of my scrotum when I saw an advert on TV and they said it's Nisa. Nisa, as in a misspelling of nicer. Nisa. F off, Nisa. It's Nisa. Oh, here's the ghetto that Ralph and I failed to get to down the waterfront. More nitrous oxide bottles. Big dead space here. You can see Willow House, the developer. Beautiful, sustainable. Coming summer 2006. Certified developing development, offering homes for social and affordable rent. Ooh. That gets me worried. That's socialism happening there. They're like, oh, can you not afford to follow the free market, the free hand of the free market, and you want to live in the absolute city centre? I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of everyone singing from the same hymn sheet and everything being fair for everyone. Unfortunately, a lot of people will take advantage of your kindness and your golf handicap. Oh, are you a bit dumb? And you're a bit dumb, yet you want to live in the city centre. I think some socialism can be arranged for you. You know, as long as it upsets the straight, white, middle-aged men, you know, as long as the whiteys are upset, great. Welcome aboard. Bring your 4 wives. You can get benefits for each additional wife, according to the official government work and pensions website. I thought it wasn't true. I was like, no, they're not going to give money for each additional wife, but they do. Right, let's get across this road. Let's get across this road. Clemenson Way. And I think there's a lot of QR codes of people selling green leaves, cannabis dealers, and that's how they do it. So these houses look, they're a modern take on terraced houses. They are central, but I'd hate to think of the rental cost. Manchester built tens of thousands of new properties, yet I suspect there is a rental mafia happening, because, you know, when you oversupply, prices come down, because then you've got estate agents and landlords chasing the rare tenants. Please rent my house. Here's an incentive. Here's 20% off. Here's the first 2 months for free. And, you know, that's what I thought was going to happen, but it's like there's been a collusion with government to, like, keep ramming the island full of people as we look at this broken glass. Is that even legal anymore? In Brazil, everyone has broken glass on the walls around their house to cut up the hands of the junkies and the crackies. But I'm not sure this is legal in England. Well, it should be. To hell with burglars and thieves. And the thought of a heroin pickled junkie injuring his hand on this when he's going to go in there to do no good and to steal everything. That seems fair. That seems fair. Now, of course, if you can have metal spikes, maybe you can have glass. Go on, junkie. Get on the wall. Ooh. The old courthouse is now flats, aka apartments. Very nice. Look at that, you've even got a little royal crest with the unicorn and the lion. Again, architecture that inspires, that makes you feel wholesome, makes you feel happy. And that is the main thing. You are the information that goes into your mind and gets processed. And the photonic information of your surroundings, if it can't be the state of nature with the perfect fractals and all the natural patterns and the Fibonacci sequence everywhere you can look, the golden spiral of God, then at least a little bit of sandstone beauty can help. Anyway, that's that. And there's the Victorian times, you see. Red brick, nice big windows, uniformity, the odd ancient Greek, ancient Rome pillar, and then boom, they're like, build it fast, build it cheap. There's a bit of a roof terrace thing going on, but uncovered, so you're just on the roof to the elements, which is good for barbecues, but it does rain a lot here in the northwest of England. So we come around, and there's a nice church. We're going to try and have a look at the front of it. But as you can see, it's all nondescript box houses, rectangle living units. And again, without the beauty. I mean, there's a certain nice like uniformity, a kind of order, a nice boxy order, a kind of Tetris block order. But without the beauty, they look like they're pure rental income extraction units. Place your peasant in the rental extraction unit and watch how the rental money just falls out of their pockets into your coffers every month. County Court, that's the back of that court building. Very pretty. Bank Place we're on. And so much blue. That's getting me worried about the white balance. Charlie, don't worry about the white balance. Even though they make about 10% of all ethnicities worldwide, whites are well balanced. Well, some of us. Oh, here's house number 1. Number 1. Again, every house with a big alarm system on it, because we're a 10-minute walk from the immediate centre of Manchester. And look at them, these Millennium ones from 20 odd years ago, how boring and shitty they are. We, as a species, have really suffered with architectural ideology since World War II. I can understand the modernist movement, the brutalist movement. I forget his name, that French architect. Corbusier? Maybe. I can understand a desire to disconnect from the past, because when people looked at the past, all they could see was tens of millions killed, warfare, genocide, racism, anti-Semitism, gas chambers. And incorrectly, early 20th century man, or mid 20th century man, incorrectly thought that hierarchies and beauty and aesthetics and tradition leads to war. When now that we can have 2020 hindsight vision, we can see that it's ideology, bad ideology, a disconnection from Judeo-Christian morality and sacrifice and suffering. That's what creates war. Not all around the world, of course, because some people never had a chance to disconnect from it's okay. Hello, doggy. How are you?
You're dead soft, mate.
It's okay.
Come here, you boy.
Oh, I think it's the other way. The way in must be this way.
Come here.
Hello. Can I say hello?
Yeah, of course you can.
Hello.
Dead soft.
Are you dead soft?
Loves animals. Loves
Oh, nice doggy.
just loves everybody.
Good dogs are innocent beings. There you go.
Come here, you.
Thank you. Right.
Better than humans, mate.
Yeah. Some humans. Right, Ralph. There's no ramp. They don't want... anyway, well, there you go. I'm going to vote with my feet. There's no ramp. If they don't want babies and if they don't want people in wheelchairs coming in for a quick worship, then, well, yeah. Disappointing. Let's find out what the name of this church is so I can be disappointed officially later. Of course, a couple of drunks. St. Philip's Chapel Street. St. Philip's on Chapel Street. Not allowed to bring a baby. Well, you can, but I'd have to stop filming and that would cut the whole point of my one-take video. There's maybe a couple of quick clips at the very start, like that dignitary from the car and the Salford Magistrates Court, but generally... Oh no, we're going to go down here, have a look down here. I want to show you the white brick houses. Should I chase them out, being dirty alcoholics in the churchyard? Of all the places to go be a dirty alcoholic, not in the garden of God. And speaking of God, be careful you don't follow false gods. False gods who will only lead you to destruction and misery and pain and war. False gods. Anyway, I'm going to show you the white brick or pale grey brick And again, there's another development just off Chapel Street there. That's a beige brick. You beige prick. And here we've got giant bronze seeds. You know those little seeds that spin coming off the tree? I don't know the species, but maybe you do. You know, these things. They got thick veins on them, like a ball sack. It's like a thick, veiny, purple-headed warrior here. Hiya. A lot of, how do I put this? Human beings who have swallowed the antinatalism poison and have decided to have French bulldogs instead of children. Okay, you know, that's how strong ideology can be. Ideology can make you fly a plane into a building, and ideology can make you metaphorically castrate yourself and raise a dog. Now, I hate to think how much these townhouses would be to rent or to buy. Housing market has been kept very, very, very overpriced due to it being an investment asset. Houses became a massive investment asset, not just somewhere to live, but a way to make money. And so the expression safe as houses means that people want to buy houses, invest in houses. And that's why you can't afford a house. It's why I'm saving up furiously to maybe before I'm 50, buy a house. Who knows? And they're going to say, sorry, you're too old now to buy a house. So I'm going to have to try and go mortgage free. And by the time I can save up for a mortgage free house, houses will probably have doubled or tripled in price by then. Right, let's go into the main road. There's St. Philip's Square. Let's have another look. You know, as far as modern houses go, if you go down south around Cambridge as well, Peterborough, they're just building lots of cuboid houses to extract rental income from the peasants, from the meat and blood bags in the building. Where's our man? Where's our man JC? Our man JC is a baby. Look at that. Still by far the most successful religion. And some say the most effective. As I think, either I dreamed it or I said it in my last video, my friend Ian. My Geordie friend Ian said that the main purpose of religion is to allow man to live with his fellow man in peace. And if your religion doesn't let you live with your neighbors in peace, because your brain is full of jihad, then you might need to revisit or restructure some fundamentals. Maybe. So we're coming along to Chapel Street now. Chapelo, Streeto. A lot of glare off the sun. Let's see if the image will improve a bit. Maybe morale and image will improve. There you go, that is a bit better. There's the main road out to Salford, Swinton, Walkden, Bolton, that way. And then down there, the route into the most cursed city in Europe, aka Manchester. It's bright like ancient Egypt. Half expect a pharaoh to appear. But here's a new Oxford from a bit closer. Very nice. Here's the back of the church and all the churchy diocese of Salford. And I like that structure there, that one. I like it. Now why does it go all... Not always. He's gonna have to duck to get in there. Oof. Oh, look at that, professional. Nice. Good work. All that glitters and is gold. Here's the back here. Here's the back of the church. Salford Cathedral. And even out here in the back of the church, they've got what I would describe as corporate roundabout art. A non-equilateral pyramid with 4 big white balls holding it up. What does that even mean? Non-equilateral pyramid and 4 big white balls. Oh, Ralph's awake. What do you think, Ralph? And we are approaching the end of this video. I just want to say thank you very much for watching. This is, as always, your humble narrator, Charlie Veitch, coming to you from the sunny climes of northwest England. And I see the man here switched on his water. He's switched on his water. He's got the water through his pump, and he's having a little squirt. So this is thank you from me, it's thank you from Ralph, and we'll see you as always on the next video.